I think next we're going to go down the Apple new devices tier list because all of the reviews are out. Well, not all the reviews. There's a number of reviews out now. All of the products embargoes have lifted.
Yes.
You can find reviews online everywhere. We put a couple out. We're still working on a couple. But I think that we're going to go through all 7 of them and we're going to rank them from best to worst.
So I had a question about that.
Yeah.
When you say rank them, because there's 7 here.
Yeah.
I'll just go through the 7, just real quick. iPad Air got the M4 chip, iPhone 17e, Studio Display XDR, M5 MacBook Air, M5 Pro and M5 Max MacBook Pros, and MacBook Neo.
Yeah.
Now, when you say rank them, are we ranking them based on how good of an update they are? Are we ranking them based on just how good they are, period?
I would just say like
excitement
of the launch.
Excitement of the launch.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Like people being stoked for this product to come out and exist.
Oh, I can do that right now.
Or even you being stoked for this product.
Oh, that's different. People?
I care more about care more about your thoughts.
I think Marquez's number 1 is probably, I'm going to guess, the Studio Display XDR.
I'm interested to hear what Marquez's
iPhone 17e.
My
He's
personal,
so hyped for this.
I can do both. I can do both my excitement.
iPad Air M4.
And I've seen a lot of commentary online on these, so I can do both my excitement level and the general public's excitement level for these.
Yeah, for sure.
Which you want to do first?
I like yours
first. Yeah.
My personal?
That's 2 things David and I didn't discuss and said at the same time, by the way.
All right.
We're just on the same page.
You finish each other's
Sandwiches.
Thank you.
He finished it for me.
From top to bottom. All right, so my personal excitement level, number 1 is the Studio Display XDR. And it's because I am personally using the product right now that this replaces. And it's the only thing, well, other than the MacBook Pro, that's true about this list. I kind of like the Pro Display XDR. It looks really good. It's also only 60 hertz. And
No, the XDR is 120, right?
the one I'm using now, sorry, the Pro Display XDR.
The Pro Display.
Yeah, the one I'm using now, which is discontinued officially, which I bought like 7, 8 years, however many years ago it came out.
Yeah.
Looks really good. The nano texture is amazing. It's got these thinner bezels. I don't need a webcam or speakers in it. It's a great display, but it's only 60 hertz. And so this new display comes out, and it is better in every single way on paper other than being smaller. So it's a 5K 27-inch display instead of a 6K 32-inch display. That being said, it's better in every single way.
And it's cheaper by like $2,000.
And it is cheaper.
And it comes with a stand.
So that's what I was most excited about, and I'm thinking I'm going to be switching / upgrading to these.
Yeah, how do you feel about the size?
That's what I'm the most wondering. Like,
So-
that's when, especially double. That's a big difference in screen real estate.
I have a pretty set way that I use my dual displays now. I'm a dual display guy. I always have my primary, which is mostly my web browser, email, and whatever I'm working on. And then on the right, I have a bunch of other things like Slack and my to-do list and calendar and a bunch of other stuff that sits over there.
Wow, good to know we're not your priority.
Well, when Slack notifications come in, I'm on top of it. It's always open. Anyway, I think I can work with slightly less real estate because of the way I manage what I'm doing. I don't need I wish it was a 32-inch display. That would be I'd be happier. But I will still have enough. So that's my number 1 is the Studio Display XDR. Right underneath that is MacBook Neo. I was fascinated by it, curious to test it. You can see on the podcast video, users are aware that it's been in front of me this whole time. Underneath that is M5 Pro and Max MacBook Pros.
We're made for each other.
More piss.
They seem to have a surprising performance bump in a couple interesting ways. Storage, read-write speeds are insane. I read The Verge's review, and they said they were getting like 18,000 megabytes per second reads and writes. I was like,
Wait, 18,000 or 1800?
18,000.
18,000?
Yeah. I was getting 1,500.
second,
Yeah, 1,500 on the Neo, and I was getting like 3,000 on my MacBook Pro, and 18,000 is crazy. So as someone who works with big files, I was curious about that. Then I'd go down to the last 4 are kind of tied for me, I guess. Do I like any one of them more? Let's go M5 Mac.
Should I just make this 4
Air,
through 7?
Yeah, the rest is just, they're all tied.
Nah, man.
I think 17E's over the Studio Display is just
My personal
the same
excitement.
thing.
I mean, I'm excited to review it, but like,
It's it's what it should have been.
that's true.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, as far as how good of a product it is, I agree. So you could go 17E, then MacBook Air, then iPad Air with M4 and Studio Display last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, general excitement from the public is MacBook Neo number 1 by far.
Which is why they saved it for the last day.
And I think this is probably true about cheap devices in general, which is why, weirdly enough, iPhone 17e is probably number 2 as far as volume of chatter that I've seen about this. Number 3 is people talking about the studio displays a lot. Not necessarily because they're excited to buy them, but because of how big of a difference there is between the interest of Studio Display XDR and regular Studio Display. A lot of people are disappointed with the regular Studio Display because it's still a 60 hertz panel. They didn't really change much. They updated the speakers and Thunderbolt 5 on the back, and that's kind of it.
And the cameras.
And it's still $1,600 and 60 hertz. So the Studio Display XDR is the interesting one, but it's $3,200 or $3,300. So it's not like people are going out and buying this a lot, but they're interested in it because it's the new one, or different one.
The biggest thing that kind of sucks about it going to 27 inches for people who just want to use one monitor. I guess like 2 monitors, it feels really big, but like 32 inches on one monitor, I have so much screen real estate to do separate things, and now 27 is
quite a bit smaller.
Yeah.
It is, and the bezels are a little thicker, and it's just a little bit less room.
And a lot of people spending that price probably only want to buy one monitor.
Yeah, when you're spending that much money, you want the best possible monitor.
Yeah.
But I said it in my review of the XDR, it's like there are no other 27-inch 5K 2000 nit mini LED 120 hertz options.
That's like this guy scored 4 goals on a Thursday in March.
But
kind of stat.
but all of the things are really great, like what you want. Like scored 4 goals and
Thursday games we usually lose. And
and won the game and had a cool haircut and like had a sweet jersey, whatever. Like it's a bunch of cool things all in one that you can't really find anywhere else. So that's, I think, number 3. And then it kind of tapers off. Maybe
probably MacBook Pro over Air, just because half the people who really liked Air liked it because it was the cheapest thing. Now Neo's there, so MacBook Pros are like, maybe you were the person who's waited a few generations to get the new one and you're looking for it.
True, that there's a ton of people on M1 generation MacBooks right now. And every time a new generation comes out, they all look around and go, is it now worth an upgrade? Because the M1 is so much better than whatever they had before, and it was a huge leap. So they've had M1 through the last 6 years of Apple Silicon, and now M5, they're finally looking around like, is now the time I should upgrade?
Yeah.
And it's closing in on maybe it's finally worth jumping. It's still expensive, but like M5 Air is $1,100 now. If you have an M1 Air, should you go to an M5 Air? You still kind of don't have to.
Yeah.
But it's starting to get there.
I think M2, M3 really did not sell very well because everyone bought the M1 and M1 Max being like, I don't have to upgrade this for like 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole thing. Like I blew like $5,000 on an M1 16-inch MacBook Pro with 4 terabytes of storage because I was like,
Still kicking.
it's still kicking.
Yeah, and I remember you stressed about it at the time, but look at how long it's lasted you.
I know, exactly. Yeah, I think with the M5 MacBook Pros, the new Fusion architecture is kind of a big deal. You can move data way faster. There's more GPUs. It's kind of turning into like a serious workhorse. And I know that it's not upgradable in any given way, but I think people are finally starting to feel like maybe it's worth upgrading, especially those people that are doing like coding and AI tasks where they just want to have that stuff accelerated.
Yeah.
This stuff is very, very good at that. Now, obviously, we have the rumor that the M6 Pro and M6 Max are coming out later this year, like in November.
I was
and
gonna
that's
say,
awkward.
So you know who's in an interesting spot right now? Mariah.
I was going to bring it up.
Who edits here, as you guys probably know. Her editing machine is an M1 Max MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
And it's just like yours. It's been cooking, it's been very capable and it's gotten the job done and plenty of edits have happened on that computer. But like I said, it's getting up to the time where it's like, wow, okay, 12 to 25% every year. Now it's stacking up. M5, maybe M5 is the chance to upgrade and actually feel that difference. But now that there's that crazy MacBook Ultra rumor on the horizon, it's like, well, maybe that's the one to wait for instead. And I don't know if that's going to be an M5 Max or an M6 Max, or if they'll even get to M6 by then, or if it's just the OLED that we want it for. Either way, for people who are like maxing out a laptop as their main machine, maxing, then that's the carrot at the end of the stick right now.
Mariah specifically wants a touchscreen.
Oh.
Does she actually?
Really?
No, Mariah was all in on Mariah was all in on updating, and then Alex was like, no, don't do it. Gurman just said that. Like the M6 Ultra is coming out later. I was like, oh my God, Mariah is going to retire and still have that M1.
I mean, isn't she still running a Pixel 6?
Yes.
Yeah, but the getting work done machine.
No, I know. But
like the gains from M1 Max to M5 Max
Are
will
massive.
be pretty good.
for sure.
It'll be nice.
I wonder if she doesn't need the touchscreen necessarily, and then doesn't need the notch to be gone and have it be replaced with a potentially Touch ID. Like it's going to be a dynamic island. I don't know if it matters for her that much, especially if the gains. We don't even know if it will actually be M6 Pro and Max, and even if it is, how much better is that than M5 Pro and Max? Like maybe it's not that much better, and they focus on it enabling things like the touchscreen and these different things, and like maybe some AI workload things if they ever release Apple Intelligence, stuff like that. Yeah, it is an awkward thing, especially when it's like we're like 9 months away from this potential launch. 9 or 10 months away.
Potential launch.
Potential.
Big word there. Too.
Big word, and it could get pushed. There's all the, there's the RAM shortage. There's all that stuff. This is a whole nother angle to all of this, is that Apple was able to reduce the price of most of their devices amid the global RAM shortage, which is insane. Like every other computer, every other phone is going up in price. And Apple was like, here's a $600 laptop. We're gonna reduce the price of the display, which also has by the way, the display has an 819 in it, so it has 16 gigs of RAM.
More 12, than the Neo.
The display has 12 gigs of RAM. It has more RAM than the Neo.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
As it should.
I guess it's cheaper. It is very different. But then the Air did go up $100, right?
Well, they just they got rid of the base model. So it's $100 cheaper. But
we did
there
talk
is
about
no
that
base
last
model, and it's $100 cheaper than the second model up from last year.
It's the weird version of a price
Technically,
hike.
so it's like, it's a price. Their margin is better on the base one now because storage doesn't cost them much, but they're giving you more storage for the upgraded price. So the price of entry is higher
by $100,
but you get more storage.
And it used to be $200 to get that much more storage last year.
How long do you think they eat the price until they have to raise it?
This is
Assuming
my
this
question.
continues.
I don't know how long Tim Cook makes these deals for like storage and flash, and I would guess a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So it's like very possible that by the end of the year, this is going to be way more expensive. I mean, we already knew that this MacBook Ultra or whatever it is supposed to be much more expensive than this one. And I think that that's what potentially makes the M5 still doable for people, and maybe why they're going to release both in the same year, is that they're priced differently enough that it's like M5 Max are still insanely good. If you want top of the line, M6 Ultra or whatever Max, I don't know.
Damn, their price ladder
Is crazy.
big boy
Side note.
laptop.
Can we make a side bet here? Let's go. All these rumors on this new laptop.
Okay.
Name seems to be floating M
Studio.
something like MacBook Ultra. I firmly believe it should be Studio.
Yeah.
I guess
The MacBook Studio?
MacBook Studio.
You don't think that's too confusing? They already have a Mac Studio.
They already have the
MacBook Studio.
lineup name is already confusing enough that I think this is fine.
You can't do Ultra because it can't be
Unless it has the
MacBook
Ultra chip.
Well, if it only has the Ultra chip,
Yeah,
it would have to, because if
They
you had
absolutely can do
M6
Ultra.
MacBook Ultra with M6 Pro would be really confusing.
Or it could be M5 Ultra.
So that's the first question is, are they going to put an Ultra chip in a laptop? That is such a powerful chip and so much GPU. They've never put it in a laptop before. I don't know if they would. They've only done Pro and Max and Base. But if they do, and they name the laptop the Ultra, that's a little crazy. Well, I
It
guess
has
if
to have
they
the Ultra, if
only
it's
put the
called
Ultra
Ultra.
chip. Yeah, MacBook Ultra, which only has the Ultra chip. That
MacBook Pro
could
Max.
make sense. MacBook Pro Max with the Ultra chip, and the Pro and Max chips are not in the Pro Max.
I'm
would be
locking in.
terrifying.
Give me a
MacBook Ultra.
17-inch.
100%.
See, MacBook Ultra, but
No
doesn't
shit.
have an Ultra chip. Is
Doesn't matter. No
weird.
one cares about the chip if you're just buying a laptop.
If
We
you're,
care
buying
about
the
it.
most
buying a
expensive laptop?
$3,800 MacBook,
It's the same way that you're buying like the Apple Watch Ultra. Most people don't know what chip is inside of it. It's just the Ultra one. That's the one I get.
That's fair.
Yes, but in computers, I do think there's some part of you that's like, why am I getting the MacBook Ultra over the MacBook
Yeah,
Pro?
and it'll be like
And
some
the
crazy
answer-
web browser.
The
powerful
answer
thing.
is the screen and the chip. It's going to be the fastest, best looking screen.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to have the Ultra chip specifically. Just like a super pimped out
It's
like
just
regular
too-
Max
it's
chip.
too, even in their own naming scheme, like they just released the like M5 MacBook Pro. Wow, I guess there is the MacBook Pro though with M5 Pro.
Right.
and Pro. So there is a
which is
Pro
fine.
Pro and a Pro.
There's
Max.
a MacBook Pro with a Pro, and there's a
my
MacBook Pro with
God.
a Max.
Neo's looking like
There
such
is
a
no
better
Ultra.
name the more I look at it.
I'm just saying, I do think as weird as their naming is already, I don't think they can get away with naming it MacBook Ultra and not putting the Ultra chip in it. That's all I'm saying. So I think they have to name it something else, and I think Studio is the name. That's my
The
bet.
weird thing about Studio is that now they have the Studio display that's kind of mid, and it's not like insanely amazing. And then they have the Studio Display XDR that's really good. So that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Display is not mid.
I mean,
It's beautiful.
it's still
Shell.
it's still really nice.
I think
but
both
it's
can
an-
be true.
Yeah, both can be. True.
Mine is horribly broken, but
No, the new one.
No.
new
But he's
one's the
saying
same
no.
as the old one.
It's
new one's
still
the
the
same as the old
Studio
one.
display. So that's like the kind of weird thing is like Studio kind of means Pro, but there is still the Studio and Studio Pro
XDR,
pretty much. But XDR is the name of it. It's the MacBook XDR.
but it's already
Book
XDR.
it.
That's possible.
but it's already XDR.
The MacBook.
Yeah, but now it's the name.
True, yeah. Is the OLED one extra XDR? I don't know.
XDR.
The Pro Ultra XDR.
I mean,
It's
the
not even
special,
called a MacBook anymore.
The special thing about this laptop is going to be the screen, so I wouldn't be surprised if the name is something about
I just
the
hope it
screen.
doesn't
'cause
come
it's
out
touch-
and we
only 'cause
look
it's
back at this
touchscreen.
conversation.
And OLED.
Yeah,
Right?
true.
I think it's supposed to be an
Yeah,
OLED.
it's supposed to be OLED.
So they're gonna
That's
they're
so
gonna do
weird
something with
because now they have like because they have mini LED in the laptop already,
which looks phenomenal.
which looks phenomenal. And then now they finally put it in the bigger display. And it is easier to make smaller screens like this. So like they start with like really small and then they slowly go up. But it kind of feels like now they've got multiple generations of screen technologies, and you have to just know which one is better. And OLED didn't used to be better until they increased the brightness and the refresh rate, because OLEDs used to be hard to make bright and fast, and now you can.
Yeah.
So it's just
It is interesting how you just said how like the new Studio Display XDR matches with a MacBook screen way better now when you're using it in that mode,
Yeah.
and then make the highest level laptop and highest level monitor now would be different screens again.
yeah.
which needs
This is just
that
this is
needs-
Pixel Ultra
Then
all
would
over
they-
again. This thing's not coming.
Would they
out.
release the Studio Display XDR again, but with OLED later? It's like a weird ladder thing, and maybe they do that on purpose to make you always buy the new one.
yeah
when it comes out.
stagger the releases.
I guess I'm still confused why
What?
the touchscreen's
No
going to be in
way.
the like Pro version of a MacBook. Touchscreen feels like more of a like
casual feature.
casual feature.
I agree.
Yeah.
Which is why I never wanted it in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you two are not allowed to buy this if it comes out.
I'm probably still gonna.
I think kind of a sneaky update is the M5 Air, because it's crazy that the Air used to be the computer that people were like, this used to be the Neo, where people were like, you can't really do like really serious video editing, et cetera, on it. But the M5 is like super capable.
Yes.
And if you have one of those laptops, you can
cruise.
do pretty crazy video editing. Like the M5 is probably just as good in many ways as the M1 like Pro or Max was.
Yeah. It's an eye opener. Like actually using the Neo and just trying to find the performance ceiling and seeing that you can just open Final Cut and just throw a bunch of ProRes videos from your iPhone in there, and you're doing it. You're editing 4K video on a MacBook Neo. Like it's happening. So that's already crazy. It's benchmarking around M1 levels of performance with this chip. So M5 is big multi-threaded jumps, big screen improvement.
Yeah, the GPUs are way
way
better.
more GPU. It's going to be a better it's a really good machine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So-
that's
Okay, wait. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Now that the MacBook Neo is out, which one do you recommend?
The
Still,
Neo.
the Neo or the Air?
For who?
For who? Yeah.
For
The
for a
Neo. I don't have to answer that question.
Random college student walks up to you, is like, "I'm starting college next week. Which one?" do I
For
get?"
I mean the new default is Neo.
Yeah.
So it's like for the 90 something percent of people, I'm starting with Neo and then going, what do you want to do on this laptop? And if I hear something that they say that sounds like Neo couldn't handle it, then I'll bump you up to an Air.
Because that
But,
used to be Air, and then when you hear the thing, you bump them up to a Pro.
Yeah.
So now, what is that ladder?
So now it's like the Air can do 99% of what most people need to do on the laptop. And if you're coming to me and asking what laptop you should get because you're not like in the weeds doing the research, that probably means a Neo can handle everything you're doing.
Unless
The
you want a
second-
bigger screen.
The Air has
15-inch.
Yeah, you have a 15-inch Air if you want a
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
screen, sure.
Yeah.
But the second you say something like, I have these projects that I want to do and my current computer's too slow for them, then I'm like, okay, now you need to figure out if the Neo can handle that or not.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like a pretty big, people are coding with like way heavier LLM stuff and bigger AI projects, and they want more local memory. And sometimes they're playing bigger games, and sometimes they're doing more stuff. Then Air can probably handle it. And at the very, very peak of that is I am doing professional like projects that I make money from, and MacBook Air is the answer.
I say this because I still think, to me, the answer is still MacBook Air. Like, I think the same way that people need to convince me for me to recommend them a Pro, I need to be convinced to recommend you a Neo.
Why?
I still think that the Air is just a safe bet for anyone. If I know nothing about what you're going to do,
$400.
It is a safe bet.
that's not $500 more. Look at how long you keep M1
No,
for.
I know.
It's double. It's almost double.
almost
the price.
double the price.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think this, anecdotally, the scenario to me is not so much as that. It's usually the parent of the kid about to leave high school and go to college asking me, what laptop should I get my kid? And the two reasons I've convinced them to spend extra money, because it's usually the parents' money, so they don't want to spend more, to go MacBook Air in the past. Because if you're already asking me what MacBook or what laptop to buy, you don't know a lot. So you buying that means you can also bring it to an Apple store when something happens to it. So now I can recommend a much easier to digest price point for a parent, and with the benefit of like wherever your kid goes to college, there's probably an Apple store within 40 minutes of them to go fix it.
Yeah. I'll
It's
say this
really
without
hard not to do.
That's super valid. I'll also say without knowing the breakdown of how much each laptop sells, the way I think about it is like, if you want the true safest bet, money no object, like 14-inch MacBook Pro is good enough for 99% of people to cover them. If you want MacBook Air M5, that's gonna cover 93% of people, and MacBook Neo is gonna cover 85% of people. And so if I just want to recommend the thing that works for everyone, okay, yeah, MacBook Pro is going to do it. But you could probably start with the Neo. And then if you're in the sliver of people who that can't cover, then you bump up.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
Yeah. And it is crazy with that education discount too.
Yeah.
I still think everybody should probably get the Touch Bar 512 gigabyte version. That's the other thing. If you need more storage, I mean,
This Touch ID.
You mean
Touch ID.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, bring back that Touch Bar. No, yeah. If you need more storage, this only comes with 256 and 512. So I would definitely recommend getting the 512 unless you're apparently like my sister and do everything on the cloud.
My actual thing that I say to people is I go, look at how much storage you're using right now on your current computer. So like 4 or 5 years in, how much storage are you using? Assume that you'll use 50% more and get enough to cover that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have it for 4 or 5 more years. Just
Yeah.
do that. So I just like literally was talking to someone the other day who has like 128 gigs used out of their 256. I was like, you can get another 256 computer and be fine for the next 4 or 5 years.
For most people, it's like photos and stuff too.
Yep. Photos and videos.
I don't know about on a laptop, but yeah, the other thing is that the Touch ID, not Touch Bar, a lot easier to log into your computer every time you open it by touching it as opposed to typing your password every single time. If you have an Apple Watch, obviously, you can set it up so it automatically unlocks if you have your Apple Watch with you. But it is frustrating to have to type your password every single time.
Hey, thanks for watching that clip. If you agreed with what we said in whatever we were talking about, leave us a thumbs up. If you disagreed with whatever we said, hit that subscribe button down there. It's down there somewhere. Thanks.
I like that.
We can't see your dislikes.